call to the public for non-agenda items. I will reopen the public hearing. I have 3 speaker request forms. We'll start out with Homer Landreth. Did I pronounce that right?
You hear me okay? My purpose is to talk about money. And unfortunately, money is being clouded by the word airport. A few years back, we had a study for an airport. It was in the same place, same thing, same items, same complaints, and it cost about $750,000 to get it done. The net conclusion of that story, of that study, and all that money is it just kind of faded away, and no airport. So we spent a whole bunch of money, had a whole bunch of surveys. The conclusion was no airport. Now we're here again with talking about an airport. That study was done 8 to 10 years ago. Now we're talking about an airport. And the problem is that it's the same thing. Identical, it's the same thing. I could take everything that I wrote or talked about or read 10 years ago and change the date to 2024 because we're talking about the same thing. In the words of the inimitable poet laureate Yogi Berra, it's deja vu all over again. But the problem is that we're doing fresh studies now that are costing more money. Well, nobody's paying any attention to the study that happened years ago as to why it failed then, but we're paying multi-thousands of dollars to get the same thing, just a different version. So we're not paying attention to the old study, and we're paying big money to get a new study. So it seems to be a little bit of a dichotomy there. What I would think that, first of all, you have a living, breathing public document that was studied, paid for, and what have you, and concluded no airport. However, it's being presented now. It's being funded. The administration is screwing around with money to fund a new airport, and the tax base is rising, and what have you, and the people are being led to believe that they have a voice now, and they don't, and the natives are kind of restless. But the point of what I'm saying is that I don't believe that it's valid to be spending money on a fresh study when you have trying to convince people, trying to make people say, yeah, an airport's okay. Oh, yeah, we need an airport. You've got a living, breathing study, official study of years ago that's still active, that's still valid, that you have made a study and no airport came up. So what I'm saying is that report should be honored, and that should be a baseline report rather than having somebody start out from ground zero and do the same thing. That it ought to be studied and find out why it failed. Why did it come out no years ago, but now there's no yes or no to it, but we're spending all kinds of money with studies and everything and trying to convincing people that, oh, it's okay, we're going to build an airport and money's just going to start rolling in, everything's going to be okay. And The people aren't buying it. And again, but that, for that portion of what I'm talking about is that I think that money should be spent. If money is going to be spent, it should be spent on the features of the old report as to why it failed,
Thank you, Mr. Landreth.
rather than starting at ground zero and getting a whole bunch of new stuff, and possibly it's the same stuff we could have had if we'd have looked at that old report.
Thank you so much.
But then, basically, those things all come together in sort of a
Understand.
three-prong,
Thank you so much.
situation that I think it takes action from official sources to cut off the money until it's going into the right direction. And with that,
You got bonus time tonight, so thank you so much for your passion, sincerely. Thank you.
That's basically my end situation. I think that
Understand.
we're spending money that we don't need to, and I think that we should spend the money to do it, but I think we should do it in the right direction, so when we get done, we get a yes or no that we can justify. Right now, it is a solid no. You are dead in the water right now, and probably deservedly so.
Mr. Landreth, I'm going to need to cut you off. We got you about 6 minutes of time, so thank you so much. Appreciate it. Next speaker time. Thank you. Ms. Eva Osuna again? Or
Chairman, I'm fine, thank you.
okay, thank you.